So last week we did solving linear equations. You had equations where you had a bunch of numbers, terms, variables together, and then there was an equal sign. So inequality is basically where you have an inequality symbol, and in math our inequality symbols are less than, equal to, greater, or greater than, equal to. So these are the symbols that we use in order to describe or write our inequalities. A mathematical statement that compares expression and contain a inequality symbol, it is called an inequality. Inequality because it's not equal, that's why. An example could be something as 3x minus 4 greater than, equal to 20. So the difference, instead of having a equal sign over here, I have an inequality. Set of variables that make an inequality true or correct is called solution set. And I also write solution set as SS. You are going to see that later as well. So solution set, why? So if I solve this question, I am going to get a number value and then there's a symbol. So suppose if I solve it, it's I'm gonna add 4 over here and add 4 over here. That's a 24 and divide by 3, it's an 8. So x is greater than or equals to 8. So my solution set is x greater than or equals to 8. And greater than, equal to. So any number in the universe which is greater than or equal to 8 could be a possible answer. Any number on this planet greater than or equal to 8 will be a possible answer for that value of x. That is why we call it a solution set, because it's a bunch of numbers that are actually true. So 0 over here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So my inequality gonna start from here and it's gonna go forever in the positive side because it's greater than or equal to symbol. So that symbol describe whether I have lesser numbers, greater number, whether it is going to include that 8 or not. So steps are same as solving the equations. If I have parentheses, I am going to distribute first. If I have variable on the left side, I am going to move it on to the right. If I have a constant on the right side, I am going to move it to the left. So my steps are actually all the same steps. So if I have parentheses, I am going to distribute. Move the variables term to one side. I'm going to move the variable to the left. We always move the variable to the left. That's what we have been doing. So variable to the left side and constant term to the right, and we will just have the answer, and that's it. So the steps are actually same, so it should be kind of easier today. The steps to solve the inequality are shown below. Okay, write the verbal description. So I'm going to describe what exactly happened in each of the steps. So I have 4 parentheses 5 minus t parentheses close less than. Now let's talk about the symbols. We don't have symbols over here, so I actually want you to make note of the symbols here. We have 4 symbols for inequality. This is looking like an L, so this is less than. So the best way to remember is if your symbol can write less with it, it is a less than symbol. Some of you know it, fine, good. The ones who have problem remembering, this is a less than symbol. If you have an equal sign, notice there is an equal sign embedded in this thing. This is less than and equal to. So this is a less than and equal to symbol. This is greater than, because this is greater than. And greater than or equal, and this is an equal in it, so greater and equal to. Now when we are going to draw them on the number line, they have certain feature. So if you have a less than and there's no equal, you are going to make a circle which is called O, open circle. So we have two different type of circles. This is open, just a circle, and this is close. So open circle is open, that is called open circle because it is not shaded, and the circle which is shaded or filled with color is called closed circle. Now open circles are used where you do not have an equal sign, and closed circle is used where you have equal sign. So if you have that equal sign, the closed circle is used because that means this number is part of your answer. And if it's an open sign, that means this number is not part of your answer. So over here, if you notice, I drew the closed circle because I have an equal sign. That means 8 is also my possible answer. So it's pretty logical, easy to remember. So make sure you have this thing written and try to memorize it. All right, so 4 parentheses 5 minus t, close, less than 5 plus 2t. If you notice, the first step is over here. What do you think would happen? I don't have parentheses anymore. So that's definitely distribution. So first step was distribution. Distribute 4 with 5 minus t. That's exactly what happened. Once that happened, 20 is still there, 5 is still there, so that 2 is not here. So it looks like what happened was they moved the variable to the left hand side. So step number 2 was move the variable to the left hand side. So it was combining the variable, combining or moving variable on left. By, so you have to describe by doing the opposite sign, which in this case was minus 2. So combining moving variable on left side. Oh, I'm running out of space. By subtracting 2t on both sides. I should have written smaller. All right, so the next step, 20 is not there anymore, so must have been minus 20 because this is plus. So opposite of 20, and you got that. So the second step was combining constant or moving constant on, let me write it better. Subtracting 20 on both sides. Yeah, moving constant. On right side by subtracting. When we write our steps, we actually describe what exactly is happening. On right side by subtracting 20 on both sides. And if you notice, I did it on both sides, so it needs to be done on both sides. The next step is definitely, I don't see a negative 6 over here, so it is divided. Divide negative 6 on both sides. Negative 6, remember, we divide by whatever the number we have. So if you are one of those who are forgetting to bring the minus, this is negative sign. So just circle this number so you know that, oh, I divide by negative 6 on both sides. And then we simplified. Now, if you notice, this inequality is flipped. It was less than and now it is greater. The reason is after you divide it by a negative number, you actually flip the inequality. So when you divide by the negative sign, you actually flip the inequality. So divide -6 on both sides and flip the inequality symbol or sign. So this is flipped. So that's the most important key. When you divide by the negative number, you have to flip the sign. Last step is simplify. Simplify -15 over -6. And then you have the value of the t, which is t greater than 5/2 or t greater than 2.5. If I have to draw it on a number line, it should not be a problem because I have a greater than number, so that's kind of easy. So the steps are pretty easy and simple. They are not very technical, to be honest. It's not too difficult. At this time, you should be really good. Again, we are going to solve it as we are solving an equation. So the first thing you would do is separate your left and the right hand side so you don't make a mess. Move the variable to the left hand side. Do the opposite. So plus 9x here and plus 9x here. Draw the line and simplify. This is canceled. -3x plus 9x is 6x. Bring it down. This time put the symbol. It's not an equal sign over there, it's a symbol, so put it down. And then bring the +3. Step number 2, I have to subtract the 9 on both sides. So this is canceled. 6x comes down. Symbol goes here. 3 minus 9 is a -6. And then divide by 6. So x is less than or equals to -1. That's my answer. I did not flip it because I did not divide by a negative number. So symbol stays the same. You should be able to do the next question on your own. Actually, you can actually do all of them on your own because you know how to solve the inequality. All I'm helping you is, number one, trying to make you remember that you flip it and how to draw it. And that's it. All right, I see my equation. It is 7 parentheses 3 minus 2x parentheses close greater than equal to 35. I have parentheses. Now, remember, PEMDAS said that you cannot add or subtract if you have parentheses. You have to first solve these parentheses. So I have to multiply this, distribute. 7 times 3 is 21. And 7 times -2 is -14x. Greater than equal to 35. Partition line. Move the variable to the left. Now I don't have any variable over here, so I can skip this step and just do the next step, which was move the constant to the right. So this is plus 21. I do opposite on both sides. So subtract 21 on both sides. 21 minus 21 is 0. Bring down the -14x, the symbol. 35 minus 21 is 14. Now I divide by -14. There you go. So I'm dividing it by -14. I divided by -14. Flip the sign. My answer should be x. It is greater than, no, switch it. Flip it. Less than or equal to -1. I have my answer. All I have to do is now draw the number line. Draw a ray that represents a solution on the number line. X is less than or equal to -1. Now you have to pay attention to write it out what it is. It is less than or equal. So less than means it should be less than, so it should be going backward. And if it's equal, that means -1 is part of my answer. So it means I have to draw a closed circle on -1. So closed circle, important, closed circle. I have to draw the closed circle at -1 because of that equal, and then less than means go backward. And just draw a ray is just like a sunlight, ray of sun. A ray coming out of sun means the light just goes out of the sun and it goes forever. So this is just a ray. Let me highlight it so you know it better which direction it was going. Backward. Because it's less than, so it's back. You should be able to do number 4 on your own. I believe you can do actually all of them on your own. So try number 5 and number 6. It's not a big problem. I'm just gonna help you on number 7 because we have a little longer, and then after drawing the number line we should be fine. So let me solve this question. What is the solution set to the inequality? So I have to find the value of the x that belongs to the inequality. 3 parentheses 2x minus 5 close minus 4x greater than 7x plus 10. All right, now I have a set of parentheses according to PEMDAS. Again, PEMDAS. I have to solve the parentheses first. So 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times -5 is negative. 3 times 5 is 15. That's it. This is where the parentheses open and close, so you stop. Just copy that -4x down. And copy this hand side as well. Then not a big deal. Now you have the partition line. Oh, I'm looking at it, and then I notice, I'm gonna hide this section, that, oh, actually, I'm so used to seeing 2 things on the left and 2 things on the right, but this is more than 2, so I can totally combine them. This is, I have an x here and I have another x, so this is 6x minus 4x, so total is 2x. I'm combining these 2. And then just copy the -15 down. Be careful with your plus and the minus at this time. 7x plus 10. All right, I'm good with this one because this is what my eyes are used to of. Step number 1, move the variable by doing the opposite operation on both sides. This is a 7x, goes under 7x. Sorry, minus 7x on both sides and goes under 2x. 0. 2x minus 7x is -5x. Bring down the -15. Inequality symbol. And bring down the 10. Next step is add 15 on both sides. This is 0. I'm left with -5x greater than 10 plus 5 is, 10 plus 15 is 25. The next step, divided by -5. All right, since I'm dividing the inequality by a negative sign, I'm gonna make a note, flip. So I don't forget to flip my inequality. -5 cancels -5, it's a 1. And x, before it was greater, so flipping is gonna make it smaller, less than. And then simplify this side, 25 divided by -5 is -5. So x is less than -5. Now I have to draw that inequality. I'm gonna first write it. X is less than -5, and if you see, I'm reading it. X less than -5. I never said equal, so it should be an open circle because it's just imaginary. X is gonna be -5. -5 is not part of the answer. It is not included. It is imaginary at this point, but anything less than -5 on the number line will be part of your answer. So I start over here at -5 is going to be an open circle. Look, pay attention. Open circle. And less than means go backward. There you go. And I'm just going to go backward. Anything less than -5 is a possible answer or solution set. Read them loud. If you're having trouble drawing or which direction you're going to go, and you should be a little better. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems to solve. It should be done really quickly.